Apologies for the delay of this game. There was an incident where an ambulance had to be called. Everything has been sorted out now. And we have this very late night clash between Phoenix Futsal and Inter Perth. Just going to read through the lineups. For Phoenix, we have Frank Gordon, number 8, Jacob Gordon, number 121, James Eustace, number 27, Muslim Al Muhammad, number 1, the keeper, NJ Caruso, number 22, Oscar Patterson, number 5, Samuel Linden, number 3, Sergio Gutt, number 24, Rennie Kisessa, number 10, Nate Patterson, number 9, and Sean Tran, number 7. For Inter Perth, we have Amar Jahel, number 6, Nishan Alagoda, number 21, Gordon Tiong, number 19, Ches Houston, number 4, Lukman Syed, number 9, Nathan Govies, number 23, Amir Ali Azimi, number 16, Chandra Nagandran, number 10, Yanis Hamadi, number 33, and Gabe Reynolds, number 31, and Raiden Tran, number 2. As we get play underway here, Eustace, Patterson, Inter already looking to press here as Hamadi picks it up. That's a nice early save from Al Muhammad as Jahel drives through now, plays it back post, and Nagandran almost chests it over the crossbar. Phoenix really needed very flat-footed early here as Hamadi wins it back again, cops a little nudge from Gordon, and Jahel will play it back to Hamadi, who's already looked dangerous in this first 30 seconds. Houston now, one-on-one with Eustace. Just looks to crab it down the line here. Cuts back inside. Touch is a bit too heavy to lay off a shot. Will play it wide to Nagandran, who back rolls it to Jahel. Jahel wide to Hamadi. He looks to pass it inside. Al Muhammad does well. I think that might have been a double save. And it was. Al Muhammad having to be really busy early here, as he has been the last few weeks. And it's a corner for Inter. As Houston just holds it up, tries to play it to Jahel. Gordon does well, plays it to Eustace, who plays it back to Patterson, who's under all sorts of pressure. Al Muhammad, nice bit of composure to play it to Caruso, who tries to take on Jahel and is dispossessed as Hamadi drives through the middle, back rolls it to Jahel, which puts him off balance a bit. Houston tries to flick it inside to Jahel, and Gordon will pick it up, play it to Patterson, and Phoenix will look to just reset and calm things down a bit here. And that they cannot do, as Hamadi wins it, but loses it just about as quick as he wins it. Caruso with the long ball. That's a nice one to Gordon. Gordon does well, uses his body well against Jahel. Nice fake pass into Eustace. Eustace, Caruso, Hamadi does well. To Nagandran. And similar to the Furia Braza game we've just had, this game, mainly through Inter, has had a lot of chances and a lot of attacks early. Bit of a fast-paced game as Hamadi's back flick is pretty lucky to fall to Jahel, who plays it to Nagandran, who squares it back post. He was looking for Houston, and Al Muhammad does well to put away any danger. As previously happened in the earlier game, just because of the weather, there's a bit of a leak through the roof. So play may have to stop just about every 5 minutes of this game to clean up that wet patch. And we are back as Hamadi one-on-one with Caruso. This is what he does best. Fires in the shot, And Nagandran, that's a really nice save from him. Just gets in the way of his teammate's shot. And it's the second time he's done that early in this game. As Caruso with a nice bit of footwork just clears it out. Inter's heavy press here has proved to be effective, as they are all over Phoenix early on in this game. As Caruso intercepts, could this be a turn of events? Caruso was fouled, and the referee will call it. Bit of a pro clubs look here from NJ Caruso, who has got the long sleeves and the gloves. And he'll play it to Patterson, who shoots. Nagandran does well to block the shot. This time it wasn't against his own teammate, as Jahel will play a nice ball into Hamadi. Patterson does well to clear it out. Goes for seconds. Jahel does well to keep it in. And Houston has it. Back rolls it to Jahel. Jahel with the long shot. Al Muhammad does well. Caruso drives through. Plays it to Patterson. Patterson in a one-on-one now. Nagandran does well to stick a foot in and win the ball. He'll look for Houston and instead pass it out. And Al Muhammad now, long throw, looking for Caruso, but Jahel just gets his head in. As Gordon looks to shoot, not really any trouble for Govis, as the first interchange of the game has been made. Gabe Reynolds and Lukman Syed coming on. As Reynolds not got the number 58 as he usually does, rocking with the number 31 tonight, and he's bullied off the ball, shouts of a foul. I'm not too sure. He looks a bit ginger after that collision. I think he will continue playing, but not ideal, as Nagandran shoots from the side ball and Al Muhammad just gets rid of any danger of that. And it's a quarter now for Inter. Syed with the shot, blocked by Caruso. Houston picks it up. Eustace does well, and Gordon, bit of a basketball play there, just kicking it into the opposition and winning the ball. As Patterson cleans it up, plays it to Gordon. Gordon heavily pressed, and he sends that into the wall. As Houston receives it wide. Looks for Syed. Caruso does well. And the ball will go out of play. Alagoda, first possession of the game, and Caruso wins it off him. Not enough to gain possession, but enough to just slow the game down a bit. 5 minutes played so far. Inter have been the more dominant team. However, Phoenix, especially the way they play, are always danger for the counter. And speaking of counters, Al Muhammad here, and it's a 3v2 for Phoenix as it's placed to Houston's. And it's an early opener for Phoenix Futsal with a nice back post finish from James Eustace, who received it from Gut. And despite their dominance, Inter find themselves trailing 1-0. And I believe, in terms of the title race, they need to win this game to keep their title hopes alive. I think Cumbre have 2 games left against Longobardo and Coburn Wolves, which, as long as they win one of them, they'll win the title. But as long as they keep putting the pressure on Inter, you never know what can happen. As Cobras nearly got the win against them. They were up 3-0. Unfortunately, for Inter, Cumbre came back and won 4-3. But you never know what can happen. As Syed switches it to Alagoda, plays it inside to Azimi. Alagoda looks to make a run. Syed thought he was just going to stay in his natural position. And it's a bit of a sloppy play there from Inter. And Phoenix will regain possession as Patterson plays it back to Eustace, who's under all sorts of pressure. Azimi picks it up, plays it to Reynolds. Reynolds looks for the back post. Al Mohammed does well. Al Mohammed does really well. A few brilliant saves to start this game, and he's kept Inter goalless. I'm not sure how he'll manage to do it the whole night, but as long as he keeps doing it early and putting more and more pressure on Inter, you never know what can happen. As Alagoda fires it back post, and Reynolds couldn't get there. As Caruso clears it long. And Al Mohammed will pick it up. But Guts does well. But Govis does well to make the save and then claim the ball despite a little foot in from Gut. As he dispossesses Syed, Caruso now tries a bit of footwork, loses his footing, and then just clears it out for a side ball deep into Perth's half. As Sean Tran will step on the field. I'm not too sure if this is his debut. I haven't seen him play in the last few weeks for Phoenix. So if it is his debut, congrats to the young man as Alagoda drives through. Nice bit of footwork that catches Tran off guard, but Al Mohammed again does really well to come and make the save as Patterson long to Gut. Cleaned up by Tran. Tran drives through. Alagoda does well. Alagoda again. Still Alagoda. And Tran will just let that ball roll out. However, it will be an Inter-Perth ball. I'm not too sure about that decision. I didn't have the angle. And it's a really unfortunate goal, own goal for Phoenix. And that's Inter's opener. Patterson just putting it into his own net. Al Mohammed came out. Bit of a mix-up between the two boys, and you can see the frustration. And after 7 minutes of stop clock action, the game is back level at 1-1.
Own goal number 5.
Got nice bit of body work there. However, he is dispossessed. Syed now plays it to Alagoda. Reynolds. I think he was trying to flick it down the line to Azimi, but bit of a mix-up between what both players wanted. As Tran, with a nice touch, controls it, plays it to Patterson, who plays it to Eustace. Eustace misplaces his pass straight to Alagoda. Alagoda with the shot. And Phoenix will regain possession here as Patterson, deep in his own half, just plays it long. Syed misses his header, Gut through on goal. And that's a nice save from Govis. Gut's had a couple of one-on-ones already. And if he keeps being as dangerous as he has early on, I don't think he will lead this game without putting a number on the score sheet as Eustace plays a long ball to Tran. And Tran's heads, he can't get a head on it to keep it in. As Alagoda and Syed play a couple of 1-2s, play it to Azimi, who has it out wide now. Azimi drives through the middle, plays it to Alagoda. Alagoda now, nice turn, nice play. And Al Mohammed picks it up, and this is Gut through on goal again. Govis makes the save. Comes way out of his net. Couldn't use his hands there as Houston picks it up. And his toe poke is well wide. As Tiong steps onto the field, plays it to Alagoda, who plays it to Azimi. Alagoda now drives through with the long shot. And Diego Garcia looks to hand in his first timeout very early on, or not too early on in this game. But there's still 11 minutes of first half action left. As Patterson heavily pressed here again, into pressing real deep in their half. And I think Azimi's won his team a corner, or has he? And yeah, it is a corner. The timeout did go, but Phoenix will just have to wait a minute before they get their timeout. And Alagoda looks to find Tiong. Tiong one-on-one here. Looks for Azimi. Patterson does well to cut the pass off. And it'll be an interside ball. Al-Mohammed does well. Looks long for Tran. Can Tran outpace Alagoda? Alagoda does well. Picks it up again. Plays it to Jahel, who's stepped back on. Drives through. And that is a brilliant finish from Amar Jahel into that top left corner. And despite having a few chances in this last few minutes, Phoenix Futsal find themselves down 2-1. Thanks to a brilliant... I'm muted. And Phoenix find themselves down 2-1 thanks to a brilliant strike into the top corner from Amar Jahel. And it's a timeout now. We will be back with you shortly. And we are back here after that timeout from Phoenix. About 10 minutes left in this first half. And Patterson will just hold it up for a minute before Inter continue with their heavy press. And it comes off Jahel's head. I don't know if that's a shot on target there, as Al-Mohammed did have to make a catch. And that's a nice bit of footwork from Patterson. I think he's Oscar Patterson's brother. But Govis just comes to collect and plays a long throw to Jahel. Al-Mohammed comes out. And a bottle and something else has just come flying on the court. And it'll be a side ball for Inter here, as Jahel just holds it up. And Tran does well to intercept it. Alagoda again. He's sort of had the better of Tran early on in this game. The two both in a bit of a scrap with each other, not literally. As Tiong just holds it up for Hamadi to come back on the field, who looks to take Patterson on one-on-one. Then just plays it to Jahel, who plays it to Tiong. Tiong now tries to find it inside to Hamadi. Eustace does well. And then Tiong tries the back roll and just loses his footing a bit there. Jahel now steps over the side ball, plays it to Houston. Houston plays it to Amadi, who shoots. And his shot is just wide of that near post there. As Eustace plays it back to Patterson, who has time and space with him, which he hasn't had much of in this game. Just waits for the press to come, then plays it to Eustace, who plays it to Gut. Back to Eustace. Patterson now, nice bit of footwork. He'll play it back to his brother, who misplaces his pass straight to Jahel. Jahel finds Houston, who looks for the back post to Jahel. Al Muhammad came off his line. I think he would have got there, but Patterson does well anyway. And Hamadi fights for it, can't win the ball, but does enough to stop Patterson in his tracks. Oscar Patterson, nice ball to Gut, who just holds it up for a bit. Tiong tries to win it, Gut does well. Gut does really well. Can he find his way through here? Yes, he can. He shoots. And his shot is wide. But Phoenix still got their foot on the acceleration here, not letting this quick deficit that's happened faze them too much. Still attacking wherever possible as Tiong plays it to Houston, who just holds it up for a little bit before playing it back to Tiong. Tiong tries to roll it into Jahel, who is stopped thanks to Gut's nice bit of body work. As Gut looks to find Houston's, but Hamadi does well. Hamadi does really well. Can he find his way through? Al Muhammad comes out well again in this game. Other than the early goal mix-up, he's done really well and had to keep busy throughout this game already. And he'll have to make a lot more saves tonight if he wants to make this game anything special, as he makes another one. And now Gut got 3 defenders on him. And I think he should just opt to pass it back. Instead, he takes on Hamadi and does really well there. As Eustace just holds it up, plays it to Patterson, back to his brother. And the two trying to recreate what they probably do in the backyard. But instead, the ball will go out as Syed Hamadi, nice little ball roll into the toe poke, and Al Muhammad forced to make a split save at his near post. And it's another corner for Inter-Perth Futsal. As Houston to Tiong, back to Houston. And Gut does well enough to win his team back possession. Al Muhammad now. Syed with a heavy press. Eustace does well to find his way through. Caruso with the header, and Govies just managing where his line is. Didn't really seem too troubled by that header at all. And Houston now just holds it up for a minute before he finds Tiong. Al Muhammad again does well to come out. And Syed has it now in his own half with all the time in the world. Hamadi been out the last few weeks with a groin injury. It doesn't look to be affecting him too much as Houston finds his way weaving into a shot. But that's pretty casually blocked by Patterson as Nagandran steps back onto the field and he'll instantly get a touch and pass in. As Syed just has it now. Tries a little Fravella pass inside. That's a nice one straight to Nagandran's feet. He looks for Houston. But his pass goes out as Gut is forced to clear it again. Inter's press here proving to be really effective. As Syed has it wide now. That's a nice ball into Nagandran. Nagandran uses his body really well, gets the left foot shot off. But couldn't get that one on target. As Gordon chips it long. Patterson does well. Syed does even better. Patterson sticks his foot into the challenge and does well to win it back. Caruso now. Hamadi intercepts. Hamadi drives through. Hamadi takes it around the keeper. And Hamadi, after being out for a couple of weeks, takes it round Al Muhammad and hits it into the empty net to give Inter a 2-goal cushion with 5 minutes 45 left in this opening half. As we are back here. Al Muhammad with an early touch, tries a long ball into Patterson, but goes straight as Govis with a lovely long throw. Hamadi with nice control and just couldn't keep his shot down there. Al Muhammad not too sure whether to come out and attack for that ball or to just try and make the save as Houston intercepts in a dangerous position. Plays it to Nagandran. Nice bit of footwork from the experienced man, we'll say, as a heavy press again, and Al Muhammad didn't want to take any risks there and opts to just toe poke it out of bounds. As Nagandran, nice ball into Syed, who controls it well. Caruso, interesting touch. It nearly paid off, but Houston was equal to it. Nagandran drives through now, plays it into the feet of Syed, who was already running forward. Caruso picks it up now, one-on-one with Nagandran. And Nagandran does well to stick a foot in and prevent Govis having to come out and potentially make a save. As a bit of fifth man looks to be playing here, Al Muhammad out of his net as Caruso just toe pokes it, and it wasn't on target, nor would it have mattered anyway, as Govis plays it long to Houston. Houston tries to find Hamadi, and Patterson sticks his head in as Hamadi, Syed, just hits the ball way high. As Nagandran does well. Nagandran with a nice ball roll. Houston and Hamadi just couldn't get a foot to it. Inter maybe teasing a little bit too much and should probably just get a shot off there. It is very nice futsal, but sometimes you've just got to leather a shot and put a bit of pressure on the keeper. As Hamadi comes back to receive. Houston, Nagandran just plays it back to Houston. Into just moving it around nicely here as they slowly build up. Hamadi tries a bit of footwork. Not really an issue for Lindell, who couldn't hit his target in Oscar Patterson. Nagandran does well to hold it up. And it tries to get past Caruso. Caruso intercepts. Linden has it now. Caruso through on goal. And he just made the angle a bit too wide for himself. And it was a nice save from Govis, using his body well. And it'll be a corner now for Phoenix. I think their second one of the game. As Patterson shoots, and his shot is about a metre over the crossbar. So not really any trouble. As Govis throws long again, this has proved to be effective early on. Houston didn't really want to get a foot in. And instead, Al Muhammad comes to pick it up. He tries a long throw himself, but there wasn't really any Phoenix players to be involved in putting pressure onto that throw. As Houston will just hold it up now and then play it to Syed. Syed tries a ball through to Reynolds. And that is a nice save. Al Muhammad just gets his hand in. It's a nice flick from Reynolds, who scored a brace last week against Arkham Eagles, including a chip and a nice shot in off the post and in. But Al Muhammad does really well to stick a hand and prevent a fourth goal for Inter Perth. As interesting set play here from Inter. It ends up with Houston controlling it and then trying to play it past Frank Gordon. The two both going at it. Gordon using his body well. As Reynolds finds himself through again, and his shot goes wide. Another long throw here from Al Muhammad, who finds Linden, who gets his head on it. And it's a shot on target, but Govis does well to just claim the ball, as they're always awkward for the keeper when they're near that D line. As Syed picks it up, tries a back roll to Nagandra, didn't really work, as Linden was sort of just standing there. But nevertheless, he still has possession as he plays it into Houston, who plays it into Frank Gordon, who clears it into his own net again. And it's a second own goal for Phoenix Futsal, who now find themselves 4-1. And if they concede one or two more, this game's just about dead and buried here. Unfortunately, a couple of scrappy own goals. The first one, a miscommunication, and that one probably should have been cleared here. Bit of misfortune, but also a lack of communication and experience. As shortly after kickoff, Inter already find themselves with possession again, as Syed finds Nagandran. Nagandran drives through, gets a shot off, and wins his team a corner. Linden does well to stick a foot in, wins his team the ball. Patterson heavily pressed. Gordon has it now. He'll probably clear it, and he does. And tries to take my head off. As Alagoda heavily pressed, Linden overcommits, and now they find themselves in a dangerous position. And I think Al Muhammad made the save there, and he's calling that he did make it. And it's a corner for Inter. Nice left foot toe poke from Alagoda, especially to get it on target in a position like that. As Alagoda just holds it up. Nice set play from Inter Perth, and Nagandran couldn't get his foot to it. As Patterson, Al Muhammad heavily pressed, does well to get out of it. Patterson, nice fake inside. Plays it to Gordon, who plays it to Lyndon. Lyndon just plays it back and relaxes a bit. Gordon with the back roll. Caruso now tries to find Gordon and does in doing so. And Caruso again. Tries a bit of footwork. Wasn't really any trouble for Nagandran. As Patterson plays Caruso. Caruso with a nice touch and turn. Caruso tries to flick it down the line and runs out of real estate. As Alagoda plays Syed. Syed with a nice dummy. As Azimi now has it. Reynolds tries to chip it down to Azimi, but Patterson will just let his keeper, Al Mohammed, claim it. Caruso now tries the back roll to Patterson. It pays off. Syed does well. Azimi drives through now. Gordon just looks to clear it out. I think it took a touch off Azimi, and Phoenix will still have the ball. Al Mohammed now with time and space, but obviously has only 4 seconds to get rid of it. He finds Lyndon, but the touch was a bit stiff for him, and that ball will just roll out. As there's a minute left in this first half. Only been one foul committed, which the way 20-minute stop clock goes these days is quite the rare occurrence. As Azimi looks for Syed, Patterson does well. Gordon looks for the long ball, finds Lyndon. Lyndon gets double teamed, does well to get out of it. Caruso picks it up, plays it to Patterson. Patterson looks for Lyndon. Lyndon sort of flicks it, and it'll hit the ceiling and be a side ball for Inter. Alagoda now finds Azimi. Azimi does well to keep it in and get a pass off. It goes straight into Al Mohammed's chest. As Patterson drives through, plays it to Caruso. Caruso with the shot, and it goes off the post, but goes out. That would have been a huge goal for Phoenix with 26 seconds remaining in this first half. Just to get a goal back would be huge for momentum. As Reynolds picks it up and plays it long. Al Mohammed just controls it and plays it long. That's a nice touch from Patterson. And Govis just gets his body in the way to make the save, but it'll be a corner now for Phoenix. Patterson, long ball into Lyndon. And that was really dangerous there. But Lyndon just couldn't keep his shot down from proving any troubles for Govis in net. As Reynolds has it now. Plays it to Syed. Syed finds Azimi. Azimi plays it back to Syed, and the pass is too far in front. I do think Syed probably could have got there if he hadn't have slowed down. Maybe would have struggled to get a pass off and hold his balance. But that will be the end of this first half. Inter Perth leading 4-1 thanks to Yanis Hamadi, Ahmad Jahel, and a couple of own goals. But we will be back with you shortly.
Futsal WA has social futsal competitions 5 nights a week at Mount Lawley and West Perth. Whether you're an individual or have a group of mates who want to play, there's a junior, men's, women's or mixed competition that will suit you. Contact us to get involved in futsal, an action-packed sport and the fastest growing sport in Australia.
And we are back here for some late night second half action. It has just ticked over to 11 p.m. Let's hope this game doesn't go past midnight. As Inter just control possession early as Syed plays a long ball into Alagoda. And Alagoda just couldn't connect well with his right boot there. As Al Muhammad plays it into Linden. Linden looks for Patterson inside. Alagoda picks it off, plays it to Azimi. Al Muhammad comes out of his net. Azimi does well and wins his team a side ball here. And a bit of a mix-up between Alagoda and Azimi as Alagoda picks it up anyway, and that's a nice save from Al Muhammad yet again. As Alagoda, bit of a mix-up in the middle, and it ends up with Gabe Reynolds firing in a shot, but his shot wasn't on target as Linden nearly receives it long thanks to an Oscar Patterson pass. Instead, Tran is stood over the side ball. Tran now plays it back to his keeper in Al Muhammad. Al Muhammad now looks for the long ball, and it was a dangerous one, but Govis was able to just collect it. Nice strike there from Alagoda, and it ends up being a corner. Reynolds now couldn't make the most of that corner there. As Linden misplaces his pass straight to Alagoda, who looks for Reynolds. Instead, it's picked off by Patterson, who drives through the middle now. Looks for Tran, and Reynolds does really well there to cut out any danger. As the ball is straight to Patterson, and Govis does well to make the save and just tip it over the crossbar. Patterson now plays it inside to Linden. It falls back to Tran, who goes for the long shot, but couldn't get that one on target. As Tiong just holds it up for a bit here, then drives through. Tiong still going, then just holds it up, then tries to drive through again. Linden does well, or well enough, to win his team back the ball. As Al Muhammad, under serious pressure here, does well to clear it out. Linden controls it, and Patterson gets it. And in the end, they're sort of back in the same position without their keeper touch left, as Eustace looks to clear it out, then plays it to Linden. Linden flicks it over, looking for Tran, but that ball just trails out. As Hamadi, that's a nice switch to Tiong. Tiong goes to Alagoda, who isn't Usain Bolt, otherwise he maybe would have got there. Syed picks it back off, and it's a 3-on-2 here. Syed, Tiong. Tiong just couldn't connect with that, but does well to win it back. Then is dispossessed, it falls to Syed, who gets it to Alagoda. Tiong now 1-on-1. I don't know if that was a elastico there. If it was, that's really quick footwork as Tran picks it off. Syed does well with his body, and Tran goes down. I think he's a bit hurt there. Syed with a nice ball though, straight to Hamadi. Hamadi ball rolls and ball rolls again. Hamadi with a third ball roll. And it's a handball outside the box, I think, from Al Muhammad.
Lookman, it's direct.
Direct free kick now, I think, in a dangerous position here for Inter. And nice double ball roll there from Hamadi. Does what he does best.
You too, Nish.
And this will be interesting how Inter approach this, as Syed dummies, Hamadi shoots, and Hamadi hits it top bins. And it's a 5th goal for Inter, and a brace now for Yanis Hamadi in his return game after being out for around a month with a groin injury. And now Patterson will play it to his brother, to Al Muhammad. Al Muhammad to Patterson. That's nice between the boys. But Patterson just lost his touch there as Hamadi tries to get it through, and Oscar Patterson will let it roll out. And Patterson with a nice ball to Linden. Nice switch from James Eustace there, who plays it back to Nate Patterson. I'll have to start calling them by their first name, as they're both Patterson. As the ball goes back to Al Muhammad, who plays a long ball straight to Oscar Patterson.
It's this one.
And that ball was just too far ahead for him to really do anything with. As Nagandran picks it up. Heavily pressed here, and he can't afford to lose the ball in a position like that. Instead, the ball goes out. And Nate Patterson will just play it back to their keeper. They've done it a lot today. Have Phoenix Futsal just play it out to Al Mohammed whenever they're getting pressed to prevent any danger. As Patterson, bit dangerous there. Al Mohammed picks it up, plays it to Eustace. Eustace with a nice switch to Linden. And Linden just plays it straight to the interbench.
Hands on.
As Tiong, nice switch of play to Nagandran, who's in space now, who plays it inside to Alagoda.
Nish, slow down at the far post.
Who could have probably just dummied it, but the two did have a bit of a mix-up in the first half with Nagandran clearing it. And as Dan Famato just shouted on the bench, that's a nice bit of karma from Alagoda. As Eustace, Oscar Patterson, back to Eustace. This is better ball movement now from Phoenix as Patterson drives through, plays the back roll to Eustace. The two played about 5-1-2s between each other here. Just holding the ball up, letting him to come to them and press. As Eustace now plays that long ball into Nate Patterson. And Nate Patterson can't really get anywhere near it to prove trouble. As Houston will return to the court. Nagandran now plays it to Govish, who looks for the long ball. That's a nice one, it is. And if Hamadi wasn't worried about Frank Gordon, I think he could have controlled that and potentially had a shot on target, which could have resulted in a goal there. As Frank Gordon, nice little dummy, and opts to clear it out with about 3 intermen deep in their half, heavily pressing them. Tiong now into Hamadi. Hamadi with that ball roll that he loves. And again, tries the right foot toe poke and it goes straight into the chest of Al Mohammed. As Hamadi plays Houston. Houston with the shot, blocked by Nate Patterson. Hamadi finds his way through. Lovely bit of footwork into Tiong. Tiong now just sizes Oscar Patterson up and then passes it to his brother. Oscar now, nice bit of ball movement and shoots. And if that went into that left bottom corner, it may have been a bit of trouble for Govish, but unfortunately for him, that shot was on target, off target, sorry. As Govish been really effective with this long throw early, and it looks like he will be again. Jahel just maybe a bit too cheeky with the touch, as he probably had more time than he realized. He probably could have controlled it, turned and shoot, but it's always hard to judge in a situation like that. As Oscar Patterson finds his brother Nate, Hamadi does well to pick it off. Jahel now, he scored a goal from a similar position in the first half. Instead, he squares it. And Houston with a lovely finish. And it's now 6 goals for Inter. Nice play from Jahel straight to Houston. And Houston hits it into that top corner. Not much Al Mohammed can really do about it. As Gordon now, nice pass into Oscar Patterson, who drives through, gets past Houston. Houston's doing well to recover. Oscar Patterson still has it though. And he ends up losing his footing completely and dribbling it out of bounds. Nagandran now. Into Jahel, into Hamadi. Hamadi flicks it over to James Eustace, and then with a left foot finish into the bottom corner. And it's a hat trick. 3 brilliant goals from Yanis Hamadi, who maybe that groin injury has given him a bit of power, as he's probably been man of the match in this game so far. With another brilliant finish. And it's 7-1 now with 14 minutes of game left. Potentially double digits could result from this game here if Inter keep their foot on the pedal. As Gut looks to reply, drives through the middle, and then shoots. Goes straight to Govish, who just rolls it to Houston, who has all the time in the world. Tiong does well to keep it in. Plays it to Jahel. Jahel looks to play the long ball. Instead, he just opts to play it short to Houston. Houston now getting a bit pressed, does well to get out of it. Plays it to Tiong, to Jahel. Jahel just holds it up, plays it to Nagandran. Nagandran couldn't do much. And Frank Gordon will just clear it out of play. And Govis has all the time in the world. Needs to be careful of that 4-second count though. It's the only thing really stopping him from just holding the ball for a while there. As Jahel looks to drive through, but that ball rolls out of play. As Oscar Patterson now plays the long ball, looking for his brother Nate Patterson. And Govis is equal to it. Nagandran now, nice bit of hold up. Plays it back to Houston. Houston, Tiong, Jahel tries to turn inside and does well. Back to Nagandran, to Tiong. Tiong now opts to shoot from long range. Gordon comfortably blocks it. It falls back to Tiong, who just rolls it to Nagandran. Nagandran heavily pressed, does well to get out of it. Back to Tiong, Nagandran, Houston. This is nice play from Inter. Muslim Al Muhammad does well to make the save. And Frank Gordon just clears it out again. Straight to Govis. Houston to Jahel. Houston with the long ball. Looking for Tiong. Tiong gets the shot off, but his shot was well high. As Al Muhammad throws it long, Tiong's there. Nate Patterson was right on his trail. Jahel does well, drives through the middle now. Then goes wide. Jahel in a one-on-one, and Oscar Patterson does well to get a foot in. As Nagandran now takes the shot, but couldn't get that one on target. NJ Caruso now looks for Patterson. Houston does well to just clear it out and intercept that. As Inter, just looking at their bench here, Amar Jahel has put on the 5th man shirt, so it looks like they may be playing a bit of 5th man. Maybe preparation for finals here, as they already have a comfortable lead that will solidify this game. And as we saw on Wednesday night, 5th man can be very effective if you play it right, even against the top teams. So this will be good practice here for Inter as Nagandran finds his way through. Tiong does well, it goes through the legs of Al Muhammad, but it takes a touch off his backside, and it'll now be an Inter corner. Azimi plays Nagandran. Nagandran on his weak foot looks for that bottom right corner, but couldn't get it on target. As Gordon, Nagandran does well again here. He's had a bit of a purple patch here this last minute or two. As Caruso just holds it up for a bit, plays it to Gordon. Gordon with the switch to Patterson. Back to Caruso, who's heavily pressed by Houston here. Houston does well to win it back. And here comes the 5th man for Inter.
Change sides.
And Houston has it now. Back to Nagandran.
Move the ball with pace.
And as Greg Farrell instructs, he wants his team to move the ball a bit quicker here. Nagandran, Houston, Jahel, Houston, Nagandran. I think he was looking for the back post in Azimi, couldn't keep that pass down. And Al Muhammad will throw it long, no keeper in net for now. Houston does well to recover for the keeperless Inter, as Govis can make his way back into the net. And Nagandra now just holds it up for a touch. Plays it to Houston, who plays it to Tiong. Tiong one-on-one down the line. Plays it into Houston. Houston now, nice bit of footwork into the shot. And his shot wasn't as effective as he probably would have liked. As that's a nice bit of footwork between Patterson and Caruso. Patterson back to Caruso, who looks for the back post in Gut. And Gut finds the back of the net. And maybe a consolation goal for Phoenix, as I haven't had too many chances in the second half, but the score is now 7-2 with 10 minutes remaining in this second half as Inter look to go back to their fifth man. Heavy press here from Caruso. If he wins the ball back, it could just be an open net for him. But Inter do well as they usually do, just holding the ball and maintaining possession. As Tiong plays it into Jahel. Jahel back post to Azimi. Back to Tiong.
After you play that ball, attack the middle.
And Mohammed now looks to play it quick. Govis was out of his net, but he's found his way back into it. Caruso looks to take Tiong on down the line, and he'll keep the ball. Gordon now with the long ball into Guts, but Houston is equal to it. Caruso now. Patterson. Al Mohammed a bit far out of his net. Maybe they want to play a bit of fifth man here, do Phoenix Futsal. Al Mohammed heavily pressed. Patterson into Caruso. Caruso now. One-on-one with Tiong. Caruso, nice turn. Nice turn again into the shot. That would have been a really nice goal. Instead, it's picked back up by Inter. And Gabe Reynolds' pass is just about at the neck of Tiong. So a bit of a tough ask if you want him to keep that ball in play. As Al Mohammed comes back in, fakes the shot, plays it to Caruso. Caruso now back to Patterson, who just holds it up, then plays it back to Caruso. Caruso now tries a bit of footwork again. It nearly paid off last time. And Gut. Intercepted by Reynolds. Reynolds drives through now. Reynolds still going, and he is fouled. And a free kick now in a dangerous position here. Thanks to Gabe Reynolds winning his team the foul. But I'm not sure if a shot will come off here. I think Inter may just go back to playing their fifth man, which has been a little bit shaky so far. As Jahel just picks it up, plays it back post to Reynolds. Reynolds couldn't get a foot on it. And if he did, that would have been really dangerous. As Al Mohammed opts to play it short to Patterson. Patterson looks to switch to Caruso. Caruso with the long ball into Linden, and Linden wins the ball off Govis and puts it into the back of the net. And it's consecutive goals now for Phoenix Futsal, who are now trailing 7-3 and have maybe put a bit of life back into this game with 8 minutes left. Inter persisting with their fifth man, despite a couple of goals, and Phoenix putting the pressure back on Inter. As Jahel looks for Azimi. Patterson wins it, and that's just shy of being a third quick succession goal for for Phoenix, which would have made this game interesting. As it's a long throw now, Al Mohammed gets his head onto it. And Inter will go back into their fifth man shape. Jahel now into Houston to Tiong. Inter with a bit of a slower build up here. Probably just want to take a bit of stem out of this game. with 7 minutes 30 left on the clock. Al Mohammed does well. Lyndon picks it up. Lyndon shoots. Houston does well. I think he's just saved a goal there. As Lyndon picks it up again, opts to shoot. Houston was on the goal line, ready to pick it off. As Alagoda steps on the field. And you never know, if Phoenix get a couple more quick goals, what could happen in this game. It's a bit of a turnaround now for Phoenix, as they've been dangerous. However, Reynolds, with a nice touch, plays it straight to Jahel. And Jahel puts it into the empty net. That's his second goal of the game, and it is an 8th. It's an 8-3 lead for Inter as we head into this timeout. As we are back here.
Press, press, press.
Patterson tries to roll it through Syed. Alagoda does well to recover for Syed. And it ends up being an interside ball because of Alagoda's efforts.
Go the other side.
And Inter will persist with their 5th man, with Syed now being on the court as Jahel rolls it back to Alagoda. Plays it to Houston.
Yeah, in there. Nish, in that hole.
Syed, Houston. Nice dummy from Alagoda. Into Houston, into Reynolds.
Yeah, that should be a
Reynolds looking for that back post. Al Mohammed makes the save. Reynolds picks it back up. Dispossessed by Lyndon, who plays it to Caruso. Caruso opts to shoot. Houston was covering the net, but obviously can't use his hand. Bit of a creative idea there. And Houston will now just roll it back into the opposition's half as Syed does well to control it. Plays it to Houston. Alagoda now looks for Jahel. Houston now to Syed. Houston with the shot. Nice save from Al Mohammed. It was going into that bottom left corner. Lyndon now picks it off. Syed does well to get in the way. And there was a keeper injury in the previous game. I think Al Mohammed is okay. But play obviously has to stop as there is a keeper injured. And we are back as Alagoda just picks it up, plays it inside to Reynolds. That's a nice ball and a dangerous one. Greg Farrell not happy with Reynolds' decision to just pass it out. Al Mohammed with a lovely save off Amar Jahel. And yet again, Houston just standing near that halfway line and clearing any danger. Phoenix have had about 3 shots now and Houston's made saves.
Close the pass.
As Al Muhammad again does well, drives through. Reynolds heavily on him. Tries to get past both Reynolds and Houston. That would have been some sort of feat. And instead he'll just play it to Patterson and then re-enter his net as Caruso picks it up, opts for the long shot. And that one's not really on target. As Jahel will re-enter the field in their fifth man shape. Phoenix look to press this time and step, but Alagoda still has a lot of time and space he can treat himself to.
Gabe, next one.
Houston now. Alagoda, Houston. Into moving the ball nicely here, and that is a brilliant shot from Alagoda. That's an incredible save from Al Muhammad. I'm not even sure if he saw it or if his hand just happened to be in the way. But he's done brilliantly to stop that being a goal as Jahel just holds it up with his chest, then hits it into the side post. Syed with the instant reply. Al Muhammad saves it, and then Jahel plays it back post. Reynolds couldn't get a foot on it. And Inter with a lot of chances there, but couldn't find the goal they would have been looking after as Al Muhammad yet again heavily pressed and forced to clear it out. As Houston now, Hamadi. Nice pass into Jahel. It's dispossessed by Al Muhammad. They shoot again. Houston does well, but Tran with the follow-up, and Tran finds the back of the net. It's now a fourth goal for Phoenix Futsal. And although they may be 4 goals down, scoring 4 goals on this very impressive Inter defense has been a tough ask, and not many teams have done it. I'm not sure if any have all year, and they've managed to do so. So that is a positive for them to take out of this game, despite the scoreline. 4 minutes left now in this second half, as Hamadi back rolls it nicely to Houston, who plays it back post to Jahel. Jahel into Alagoda, and it's a 9th goal for Inter. I believe that's 2 goals and 2 assists now for Jahel. Him and Hamadi proving to be the difference in this game. Both been really impressive, and still an opportunity. I heard them say it at halftime for Inter to make it double digits in this game. They need one more, and they have 3 minutes 48 to do it. As Nate Patterson now plays it into Linden. Linden with a nice ball roll. Wide to Tran, who's heavily pressed but skips past Alagoda. Alagoda looks to have fouled him, and yes, he has. And it's a free kick now in a dangerous position here if Phoenix can make the most of it. Linden stood over it. I reckon he may shoot this one as he is a dangerous shot. As Linden does shoot, and it's just calmly blocked by Alagoda and Hamadi. Corner now for Phoenix as Houston hits his shot, but it's not on target. As Jahel will go back in net, as Nagandran can re-enter the field of play.
Lookman, central.
Houston with all the time in the world now.
Chance, keep sneaking.
To Nagandran. Inter very deep in the Phoenix half here. No one's stepping on them just yet as Nagandran finds Houston. Back to Nagandran. Houston in a dangerous spot to shoot now. I don't know if he was looking for Syed or for Houston, but either way, that's a really dangerous attack for Inter. As Al Muhammad sort of gets the ball stuck in the net there. That could have been a bit dangerous for Inters. They had no keeper in net at the time. And Linden just heads it straight to Houston, who finds Hamadi. Hamadi now just drives through, plays his back roll to Syed, plays Houston, and Jahel will come back on. Nagandran now looks for Jahel. Jahel gets it.
Follow that pass, yeah? If you play
Inter
it to
just slowly
Amar,
building up
follow
their
it.
way into this Phoenix half, as they're already pretty deep. However, Nagandran gets dispossessed. Nate Patterson with the shot, and although it's not on target, Houston again just getting a foot to stop it going out, and Jahel having to go back in his net to take the throw. As Jahel now receives it back to Nagandran, back to Jahel. Houston now into bench, really unhappy with the lack of shooting throughout this fifth man play, as Nathan Govis will try a bit of fifth man for himself as well now, as Houston has it, plays it to Nagandran. Nagandran will look wide to Govis, his first touch in the Phoenix half. Hamadi now, nice ball roll, plays it to Houston, and Houston just holds it up for a minute, gives everyone a breath.
Stand further forward.
Then Houston, Nagandran, Govis does well to get a foot. Houston with the shot. That's a nice save from Al Muhammad. And Al Muhammad with the shot. That looks on target here. And it is. It's a fifth goal. And Al Muhammad gets his goal. Really nice, as that's always hard to do. A shot from your own D into a goal, especially with that sort of leverage.
About 4 different chances.
And it's a fifth goal for Phoenix Futsal, who have put up a big time fight in this second half despite the scoreline. And potentially aren't done yet. I know there's a minute 30 left, but may find the score sheet 1 or 2 more times in this game if they're persistent the way they have been defending this fifth man. As Govis now shoots, and that's a nice save from Al Muhammad. Hamadi picks up his scraps. Nice fake into Nagandran. Nagandran with the shot. And I think that's a save from Al Muhammad. He claims he hasn't touched it, but he's not too argumentative about the corner decision. So I think he may have got a touch there, and if he did, that's a brilliant save from him, which he has done all night. As Hamadi, one-on-one with Eustace, plays it to Nagandran. Houston, Syed has space, he gets the ball. And now it's a 2-on-1 wide if they want to use it. Instead, it's cut off to Oscar Patterson. And that is a 6th goal for Phoenix, who have made it 6-9 and clawed their way back into this game. 6 goals. As I mentioned earlier, 6 goals against Inter. I think that is the most they've conceded all year. And while some have just been long shots, they have been very persistent in defending this fifth man against Inter. With 51 seconds left, will there be any more goals? Both games today have been action-packed with goals, as Syed looks for Nagandran. Instead, Oscar Patterson's through on goal. Houston's equal to it. And Houston does well. Patterson will pick it up, and the ball goes inside to his brother, but referee calls it red ball, as Houston will step over it. I think last game had 16 goals, and this one's had 15. 31 goals in 2 games of futsal is not something you'll see every day of the week. But I don't think many people would be complaining about that, other than maybe both teams' coaches with their lack of defending, as Al Muhammad just sees that one out. As Syed plays it to Nagandran, Tran just leaves it for Al Muhammad to collect. Houston's has time now, switches it to Tran. Tran back to Eustace, who tries to find Nate Patterson. Nate Patterson tries to skip around Houston. Houston just back rolls it to Hamadi, who's already scored a hat-trick in this game, and he looks to find another as he drives through. But Eustace does well to just stick a foot in. Plays it to Nate Patterson, 5 seconds left. And I think Houston will just let the clock roll out. A 9-6 win for Inter. Wasn't the most convincing as they let a few goals skip by at the end, but that was a really entertaining night of futsal. It's a 9-6 win for Inter. We'll have the match statistics for you shortly. Thank you and good night.